Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tornado Field. Here's the first pitch of tonight's game between Tiffin Columbian and Bellevue. We are underway. First pitch brought to you by, of course, our friends at Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. We want to thank them for their contributions to the broadcast. We're underway here as that second pitch is skied into left field, and the left fielder misplays it and drops the ball. So the runner will be safe at first. We'll have a runner on first base. Once again, today's matchup features the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes and the Bellevue Redmen. Nate Mullins on the call with Connor Roush. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll take a moment and thank our sponsors here in just a minute. But once again, our first pitch brought to you by your friends at Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. Bryce Rogo on the mound today for Tiffin Columbian. And a throw over to first. The runner back safely. We'll take a look at our pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments in the bottom half of the first inning. We'll talk about our keys to the game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering in between the innings. Right here, we're in the top of the first. No score with a runner on first after the error on the left fielder where it looked like a routine play, but just I think he might have just lost sight of it or maybe took his eyes off of it for a second. That happens. But Bryce Rogo on the mound, and we'll talk about him here in just a second as this is a special day for him. Rogo on the mound today for Tiffin Columbian. And today marks a record-breaking day for Bryce Rogo as he now holds the record for Tiffin Columbian baseball for most games played in a Tiffin Columbian baseball uniform. Quite an accomplishment here for Rogo. This one bunted down the right side into fair territory and just out of play for the first baseman. So I think Rogo tried to underhand shovel that with his glove, but Willman just wasn't. I don't think he was ready for that when it was down by his feet, so. We'll have runners at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the first. Once again, I want to thank one of our title sponsors here, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as that first pitch is inside for a ball. At the plate, Ike Brown playing shortstop today for the Redmen. Drew Jennings led things off, and Dylan Barger sitting over there at first base now. Both runners are unearned for Rogo here. Runners off. This one hit into the air. Center fielder will be able to play it, but it's deep enough to score the run. As Drew Jennings will score from third base on the sacrifice fly by Ike Brown. And that'll bring up Cody Lindsay, the pitcher today. First look at our pitching matchup. Snap throw, and the runner back safely here. Rogo's got a really good pickoff move to first. So the runner's got to be aware of that. Here's the first pitch to Lindsay, up high. I got to remember there's no Greg here today, so I got to do this. I'm going to make sure I keep track of this. Greg does such a great job that sometimes I just kind of get spoiled here. 1-0 Bellevue here in the top of the first. Runner at first base. Bryce Rogo comes set. And here's the 1-0. Swung on, chopped high. Pitcher fields it and throws over to first for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Caden Kramer, Kramer, the DH today. Kramer, a .231 hitter on the season. Sees that first pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Wessner keeping it in front of him. Runner at second base, 2 down. Rogo looks the runner. And here's the 1-0. Misses with that one. It's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Caden Kramer. I wonder if that's Greg right there. Rogo fires that one in there for a strike. Here's the 2-1. Up high and inside. And it's 3-1. Kramer has a .313 batting average, or .313 on base percentage on the season. And that one up high, draws himself a walk. Let's see if we can get Connor to join the broadcast here.
You got me?
I gotcha.
Nice.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do the back and forth today. It's gonna be, I can pick you. I'm picking myself up in your microphone out there, so.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
There we go. Here's the 0-1 from Rogo. That one in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Seth Bova at the plate. 154 hitter on the season. And that one swung on and fouled back. Hopefully it didn't hit my car. I heard everybody say, ooh. Was that the blue car? Ooh. Connor, you didn't see that, did you?
I did not.
Darn it. Fingers crossed. 0-2 count here on Bova. Bryce Rogo comes set. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. That one up high. Waste pitch there. Try to see if we can get him to chase that one. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Bryce Rogo with a strikeout for the final out of the inning. But the Redmen scratch across a run. It's 1-0 Bellevue as we head to the bottom of the first. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports on a beautiful Friday afternoon. It's evening now. It's 5 o'clock. We can say evening. It's a gorgeous day for baseball, though. Stark contrast compared to 2 days ago when it felt like, it was literally feels like 34 when we were over there for the Mohawk and Upper Sandusky game. And that was, let's just say, standing 2.5 hours in that was, it was pretty brutal. I mean, I can only feel for the players, but at least they got to stand, or at least they got to run around a little bit. I was just standing there for 2.5 hours. That was awful. But it was a great game. If you're an Upper Sandusky fan, that is. Josh Heilman pitched a gem in that one. But here in the bottom, coming up on the bottom of the first, Tiffin Columbian set to come up to bat. Let's thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here today, because without them, we wouldn't be here. That's just how it is, folks. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Well, it would help if I wasn't in studio mode when I did that. Darn it. I'll get it together. There we go. Bottom of the first coming up. I want to say thank you to our pregame show sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Folks, a couple of big fundraisers coming up out at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Check their Facebook page, as they've got the Dine to Donate coming up. And a lot of fundraising events that they do for the community. They are a very community-minded sponsor here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. We can't thank them enough for their contributions to the broadcast. That'll bring up Gavin McLean. McLean playing second base tonight. Batting .304 on the season, 14 hits and 46 at-bats. First pitch in there for a strike. McLean grounds that one under the second baseman's glove, and that one's through the infield for a base hit. So a leadoff base hit for Gavin McLean.
Now batting number 3, Quentin Tucker.
And that'll bring up Quentin Tucker. Talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. For Tiffin Columbian today, key to the game is defense. They have got to play some good defense today. And 2 errors in the top half of the first led to the unearned run that's on the board right now. And I think that's going to be key for them here on out. Limit the mistakes. Play good defense. Keep the ball in front of you. If you can limit mistakes, you keep yourself in the ball game. And that's going to be the key to the game for Tiffin Columbian. Play solid defense. For Bellevue, it's got to be this pitcher on the mound, Cody Lindsay. As I'll tell you what, this kid's a stud. Really brings it each and every night for this Bellevue Redmen squad. A .66 ERA on the season. He does have a 2-2 record, but 29 strikeouts and 21 1/3 innings pitched. He's got some gas, and he loves to bring it. And that's going to be the key to them, is can he get going early and settle in and get comfortable? Because once he settles in, good luck. That's going to be key for Bellevue. So there's your keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. We want to thank our friends at Lee's Floor Covering for all their contributions here to the baseball season. This one fouled straight back by Quentin Tucker. Oh and 2 on Tucker. Lindsay, snap throw over to first, and McLean back safely. And fouled off. And that one outside. 1-2 on Tucker here. Quentin Tucker batting .200 on the season. 7 hits and 35 at-bats. Does have 6 stolen bases, though, with a .326 on-base percentage. And that one in there on the outside corner for a strike. Lindsey gets his first strikeout of the game.
Now batting number 17, Ritzler.
That'll bring up Bryce Rogo, the man of the hour. Bryce Rogo now holds the Tiffin Columbian record for most games played in a baseball uniform for Tiffin Columbian. Huge accomplishment for this young man here in his senior campaign. Still a few games left to add to that tally as well. So, first pitch paints the outside corner for a strike. 1 down, runner at first. Here in the bottom of the first, Bellevue leads 1-0. Cody Lindsey on the mound. Throw over to first once again. Just keeping him honest over there. As McLean, always a threat to steal. 10 stolen bases on the year. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike. And it's 0-2 here on Rogo. Bryce Rogo batting .475 on the season. 19 hits and 40 at-bats. 13 walks, 15 runs scored, 7 RBIs. 16 stolen bases. Impressive stats for the senior. OPS 1.136. Very impressive. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit through the infield for a base hit. Runners will have to stay at first and second, but Bryce Rogo gets it done after falling behind 0-2 in the count. Comes back and battles his way through. Earns himself a base hit.
Number 21, Braylon Auble.
That'll bring up Braylon Auble, the third baseman. Auble batting .289 on the season. I hear he's got some fans watching all the way in Sheboygan, Michigan. Sheboygan. The only time I've ever heard the word Sheboygan is on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Great movie. This one hit into right field. Another base hit for the Tornadoes. Right fielder quickly up with it. The relay is going to be in time, and they'll get the runner at home plate. Must have been some confusion there between the third base coach, because I think the runner didn't know what the call was. Not sure what happened there, but either way, I want to say hello and a shout out to Jada and Kirsten watching from Sheboygan, Michigan. Of course, if you're watching from somewhere other than Tiffin, even if you're watching from Tiffin, just let us know what location you're at. Where are you watching from? Whether it's your living room, or maybe you're over at Benchwarmers watching, or maybe you're camped out at the bar at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. This one in no man's land, and the right fielder comes on to make the play. Wow, that could have been trouble, but it ends up as an inning-ending catch by the right fielder. No runs scored, 2 hits. We head to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Bellevue. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field, live here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You are live on Facebook, YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitch, hello. We got a few followers over there on Twitch, but wherever you're watching, make sure you share the video for us. Help us out. Reach new audiences by sharing this video. It just takes 2 clicks, 2 seconds. That's all it is, and you'll be right back to watching the video. But it helps us so much. It helps us reach new audiences and extend our reach, because there's a lot of fans out there watching that probably don't know that, or there's a lot of fans out there of baseball that probably don't know that this is going on. We got a pretty good following. I mean, we average about 2,000 views per game, but I'm sure there's quite a few baseball fans out there that would love to know what's going on. And you can help us out by just sharing the video. It's that easy, folks. Getting ready to start the top half of the second inning. Bryce Rogo on the mound for his second inning of work. Do we have Connor out there? Connor, you got us out there? Maybe. This one hit to the third baseman. What a play by Auble. Wow. Huge play by Auble to get that out at third. That's why they call it the hot corner, folks. You got to be on your toes over there. Connor, that one had a line on you. Inside. 1-0 the count. This one fouled straight back, and it's 1-1. Grant Woodruff at the plate, the right fielder. Woodruff batting .200 on the season. Last batter was Daniel Akandewski, .375 hitter. And flied out to third base, or lined out, I guess is what you want to call it. 2 balls, 1 strike on Grant Woodruff. This one inside, and it's 3-1 on Woodruff. This one fouled straight back. Give a shout out to our pitch cam sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore. Boy, that's a crispy view from center field there. Great job by our cameraman, Connor Roush, by setting that up out there for us. Rogo comes set. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and fouled off. Somewhere over there by Connor. One nothing Bellevue. 3-2 count. Nobody on here. In the top of the second with 1 out. Rogo comes set. Here's the payoff. This one swung on, skied over by the third baseman. Trying to get the Bellevue third base coach out of the way there, but he got the play. And made it for the second out of the inning. That one outside. Here's the 1-0. Up high. 2-0 on Caden Lindsay. I assume some kind of relation to the pitcher, but you know what they say when you assume. This one, another pop up into right field, and the bus, Talib Al-Zakwani, comes on to make the play for the final out here in the top half of the first inning. Or top half of the second inning. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Bellevue. Nate Mullins and Connor Roush on the call with you here as we try to get Connor connected out there. Cody Lindsay on to work his second inning of work here for the Redmen. Had a strikeout back in the first inning. Take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Of course, we'd like to say hello and thank you to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Take a look at this pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. I got a little distracted there, but Bryce Rogo on the mound, once again setting the record for most games played in a Tiffin Columbian uniform. On the season, he is 3-0 with a .43 ERA, 0.43. That's right, he's only allowed one earned run all year. He's got 25 strikeouts, 12 walks in 16 1/3 innings pitched. Just an outstanding senior campaign for Bryce Rogo. And on the mound for Bellevue, we talked about him in the first inning, Cody Lindsay. Lindsay is a dynamite starter for this Bellevue team. .66 ERA, 2-2 record on the season, but 29 strikeouts in 21 1/3 innings pitched. That's your pitching matchup, brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Go see our friends over there for all of your insurance and investments needs. That one low from Lindsay. As Johnny Bremeyer leads things off here in the bottom of the second. That one outside. That one up high. Bremeyer on the season batting .429. He's got a home run, 2 triples, 4 doubles, 15 runs scored, and 17 stolen bases. Sensational sophomore, Johnny Bremeyer. As that one's low. And he draws a walk. So Lindsay puts a runner on base here. That'll bring up the catcher, Jamison Wesner. Bremeyer a threat to steal out there. The bunt. This one's going to go up and over the net. And out of play. Wesner on the season, batting .184. down at first. Nobody out. And a quick throw over to first. The runner back. That one up and outside. Snap throw down to first is off the mark, and Bremeyer is on his horse, and he'll scoot his way over to second base. So a nice job by Johnny Bremeyer. Heads up play there as he takes advantage of the miscue. And that'll put a runner in scoring position for Westner here. This one bunted back to the pitcher, Lindsay. Will throw it over to first, a little soft toss, but Westner does his job. Puts Bremeyer 90 feet away from home plate. For the DH, Bradley Willman. Actually, Willman's playing first base today, not DH. What am I thinking? I wrote that wrong on my lineup card. Should have just paid attention to the one they gave me. Willman on the season, batting .242, 8 hits and 33 at-bats, 10 walks, .413 on-base percentage. Swing and a miss. Just needs to put this one into the outfield. Get that runner home. Tie this one up. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Outside. Two one is in there for a strike. That one outside, and it's a full count here on Willman. One out, runner on third. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Lindsay gets himself another strikeout. And bottom of the order, that'll bring up Isaiah Tills. This one fouled straight back. Tills on the season, 4 hits in 30 at-bats, 133 batting average. Looking for his 3rd RBI on the season here. This one fouled off. It's 1-2. Lindsay comes set. And a time called by the batter here. This one hit back to the pitcher, who throws over to first for the final out. So Tornadoes do get a runner over to third base, but not able to get him home. we head to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Bellevue. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
And we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Connor Roush on the call with you today. Thanks for tuning in here with us on a beautiful Friday evening for baseball. 1-0 Bellevue as we get set to start the third inning of action here. That one fouled off. It's 1-1. Back to the top of the order for the Redmen. Drew Dennings leading it off, the catcher. .387 hitter on the season. He hits this one into center field. Bremeyer comes on to make the play. Next up is Dylan Barger, the center fielder. Barger batting .323 on the season. 10 hits and 31 at-bats. That one up high. Swung on, fouled off to the left. Once again, a shout out to our pitch cam sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore, one of our proud legacy sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That one swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, chopped. Actually, no, this is going to be a swing and a miss. And the throw over to first is not in time, so they get the strikeout, but not the out. As that one just got away from the catcher there. Westner tried to make the play, but got all the way to the fence on that one. One out, runner at first. This one swung on. Hit well into right center field. This one's going to get down. Right fielder has it. Up with it. The throw to the plate. The tag in time! What a great relay from right field to first base. And Willman with the dynamite throw to gut out the runner at home plate. Wow! saves a run there with that one. Big play. And that's what you need. You got to have big plays by your defense. I talked about that in the keys to the game by Elise floor covering. You got to have your defense behind you if you're Bryce Rogo today. With a guy like Cody Lindsay on the mound on the other side, you know you got to bring your A game, but you need everybody around you to bring your A game. This one hit. Back up the middle of the second baseman. The throw over to first is in time for the final out here in the top of the third. Big play by the Tornadoes to save a run. It's 1-0 Bellevue as we head to the bottom of the third inning here at Tornado Field. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Bottom of the third coming up. Back to the top of the order for Tiffin Columbian as you'll have Gavin McLean, Quentin Tucker, and Bryce Rogo leading it off. Here in the bottom of the third. Take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Folks, when I say these sponsor names, remember when you're out there shopping, frequent these sponsors, because if you're watching this broadcast, it's thanks to them that you're able to watch this. Because without them, we wouldn't be here. I say it every time, but it's the truth. Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And if you're a business owner and you're looking at that list and you're saying, I don't see my name up there, how do I put my name on there? Just get a hold of us. Send us an email, hoosbroadcasting@gmail.com. You can message the Facebook page. Or give me a call, 567-207-5041. I'm not afraid to put my cell phone out there. Give me a call. Let's make something happen. Let's get you on the winning team here at Heart of Ohio Sports. The only local media team providing live video coverage, actually any kind of live coverage of these athletes in baseball and softball in this area. Obviously, give it up for the local news reporters. See Matt Nye down there, Josh Morgret doing a great job this year. But as far as live media, this is what you got. And McLean puts that one right back up the middle for a base hit to lead off here in the bottom of the third. So Gavin McLean with a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Quentin Tucker. McLean now 2 for 2. He was thrown out at home plate back in the second inning, or back in the first inning. Tucker squares to bunt. 0-1 the count. McLean gets a nice little lead at first. And throw over is not in time. Once again, our pitching matchup here today, Cody Lindsay on the mound for Bellevue, Bryce Rogo for Tiffin Columbian. This one, squared to bunt. Couldn't get contact on it. Oh, 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. I think Lindsay just had him guessing there because he was out in front of that one a little bit. That'll bring up Bryce Rogo. The man of the hour, Bryce Rogo. Got a single back in the first. And this one lined to the shortstop. The throw over to first for the double play. And that's the end of the inning, as shortstop made a great play there to snag that one out of midair before it hit the dirt. And then the awareness to throw it over to first for the double play. Big play there for the Redmen to get out of the jam. We head to the top of the fourth. It's 1-0 Bellevue. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144.
Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Connor Roush with you. Connor Roush doing a great job on the camera tonight. We tried to get him on audio, but we need to correct our wireless audio situation because we have wireless cameras, and I think that interferes with our wireless microphone. Because every time we try to get him connected and try to get him, because Connor's a great reporter. He's doing a great job so far this year covering all the local baseball games, and I want his insight. He's got great insight when it comes to the game of baseball. So that's why we try to mic him up whenever he's on camera. But we need to figure out our wireless mic situation. So if there's any of you guys out there that are maybe frequency heads and you can figure this out for us, I'd greatly appreciate it because I'm not in. I need to learn a little bit more about amateur radio and frequencies and how everything cooperates with each other because we got a lot of wireless stuff going on here. And I'd love to be able to bring our cameraman into the mix as a color commentator. It worked for us a few times last year, but for whatever reason this year, it's just been a struggle. I think it's because we have the two wireless cameras. I think that's exactly what it is. But nevertheless, I want to give Connor credit. He's doing a great job on camera for us here tonight. Bryce Rogo on the mound. Fourth inning of work here. As this one, in on the hands, tied him up. As Caden Kramer flies out for the first out. Little infield fly there. That'll bring up Seth Bova. Bova playing left field tonight. Watches that one down low. 2-0 the count. That one in there, paints the outside corner for a strike. And the 2-1 is in the dirt. Makes it 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Seth Bova. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the 3-1 from Rogo. In there for a strike. Nice pitch for Bryce Rogo. This one grounded to the second baseman. The throw over to first is in time, and that is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Daniel Akandowski. I hope I'm saying that name right. If not, I apologize to his parents or grandparents. Anybody watching, I apologize if I'm not saying that name right, because that's the first time I've heard that one or seen it. First pitch misses for a ball. And another ball outside. 2-0 the count here. Akandowski batting .375 on the year. Watches that one inside for a strike or for a ball. It's 3-0 the count here. Grounded out in the first. Actually, that was back in the second inning. Up high, and a 4-pitch walk. So Rogo got those 2 outs pretty quickly, then fell behind the hitter and puts him on base. That'll bring up Grant Woodruff, the right fielder. Up high. Here's the 1-0. That one right down Broadway for a strike. Rogo comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled. Just out of play. And it's 1-2 here. Woodruff batting .200 on the season. Here's the 1-2. Up high and inside. That one just slipped out of his fingers there, maybe. At 2-2, fouled straight up and back. Rogo comes set. Here's the 2-2. Up high, and it's a full count. Woodruff worked himself back into this at bat here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. In the top of the fourth, 1-0 Bellevue. Bryce Rogo comes set. And the throw over to first. Soft toss, not in time. Rogo comes set. Here's the payoff. Swung on, fouled back. Out of play. That one outside, and it's that's going to be a walk. They'll put runners on first and second here with still 2 down. So 2 straight walks for Rogo here. And at the bottom of the order, this Caden Lindsay at the plate. That wasn't the camera you wanted. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bryce Rogo comes set. Here's the pitch. Up high. Redmen having a patient approach at the plate here. And now we're going to have a little mound visit. Of course, all calls to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. This one's just a mound visit, if you will. Just a little conference. A powwow, if you will. Talking about their approach. Trying to calm him down a little bit, I think. Just tell him, hey, you know you got good stuff. Just bring it. One nothing Bellevue here in the top of the 4th. That call to the bullpen, once again, brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. Got their Walk for Recovery event coming up in Tiffin on June 22nd. Head on over to the Facebook page and give them a like. That one was inside. It's 3-0 on Caden Lindsay. Lindsay playing third base here tonight. Here's a 3-0. And that one misses. And that will load the bases. Still 2 down. Now forced at any base. But that'll bring up the dangerous Drew Dennings, as he reached on an error back in the first and then scored the game's only run. That one paints the outside corner for a strike. Dennings didn't agree with it, though. 1-1 now. And that one misses as well. 2-1 the count. And another miss. And it's now 3-1 on Drew Dennings. He doesn't draw a whole lot of walks. He's only got 4 on the year. He'd rather get on base with his stick. That one foul. And it's going to be a full count here. Chance to get out of the inning for Bryce Rogo. And a couple of look-overs. Kind of looking at all the runners there. Payoff pitch is outside, and that will walk home a run. So 4 consecutive walks here for Rogo. That'll make it 2-0 Bellevue. Bases stay loaded here with 2 outs. The top of the 4th. Not sure if maybe he's just nibbling or maybe it's a control issue here at this point, but it seemed like he was settling in there for a minute, but then just kind of got into a little bit of a control issue. And now 4 straight walks. But that went in there for a strike. Dylan Barger at the plate, center fielder. 323 hitter on the season. Barger hits this one up the middle, base hit. Center fielder misplays it, and the runner will advance from third and score. So 2-run score on the base hit by Dylan Barger, and it's now 4-0 Bellevue. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Ike Brown drove in the game's first run with a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. And that one foul tipped into the glove. 1-1 the count. Brown hits this one into left field. That one's going to drop. Left fielder misplays it, picks it up, and another run will score. And it's 5-0 Bellevue. Runners still at first and second. This damage has been done with 2 outs. They got 2 outs quickly with nobody on. But since then, a bases loaded walk, a 2-out two RBI single, and now another RBI for the Redmen. Makes it 5-0. That one in there for a strike from Rogo. Another one in there for a strike. Paints the inside corner there. Here's our pitching matchup. Cody Lindsay at the plate. That one inside. Westner keeps it in front of him. Keeps the runner at second. Lindsay, a .292 hitter on the season. 7 hits and 24 at-bats. He's got a good eye, though. 8 walks. Leads the team. This one chopped. Fair, and the pitcher makes the tag for the final out. 4 runs scored as the Redmen take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. We'll keep it right here. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Connor Roush on the camera, doing an excellent job down there for us. Getting set to start the bottom of the 4th. Tiffin Columbian due up to bat. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here on the broadcast with you. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, our pregame show was brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Our pitch camp tonight presented by First National Bank of Sycamore. Pitching matchups brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Keys to the game presented by Lee's Floor Covering. Our first pitch was brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. And our call to the bullpen tonight brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. A lot of quality, community-minded sponsors on that list, folks. I always encourage you, if you're out there, if you're listening to this broadcast, when you hear those names, remember them as you're out doing your shopping. Because like I said, if you're watching this, it's because of them. And everyone on that list, this isn't the only thing they do for the community. So keep that in mind. Leading off for Tiffin Columbian here in the bottom of the fourth is Braylon Auble. Auble, a .289 hitter. Watches that one outside. Cody Lindsay on for his fourth inning of work. That went up high. That one misses as well. 3-0. And we got a little mound visit here, conference. I want to talk about their approach with Auble here. As they're probably saying, he swings at these 3-0 pitches. Let's not just throw him a get-me-over fastball here. I think they'd much rather just keep it out of the zone. Of course, that was a call to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. Lindsay comes set, and here's a 3-0. That one right over the plate. 3-1 on Auble. In there for a strike. He works his way back into the count, and it's 3-2 on Braylon Auble. Here's the payoff. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove. And that's out number one.
Now batting, number 34, Talon Al-Zaquani.
So Lindsay fell behind the batter 3-0, but comes back with 3 straight strikes to get the out. That'll bring up the bus, Talib Al-Zaquani. Al-Zaquani grounds this one fair down the left field line. This is going to be trouble as Al-Zaquani on his bus all the way to third, or all the way to second base, and he is in there safely. As that one was down the third base line, it hit off the bag. But it didn't take that skip that you're looking for. It just kind of rolled into left field. Left fielder did a great job getting over there to get to it in time. Made a great throw. Almost had the runner at second. But Al-Zaquani, whew, he was trucking. Wait a second. Johnny Bremeyer has System of a Down for walk-up music? All right. I like it. Gets away from the catcher. Al-Zaquani scoots into third, and he's going to put the pressure on the defense, and he's going to score. So Talib Al-Zaquani comes around from second base and gives the Tornadoes their first run of the game. 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Johnny Bremeyer at the plate. .429 hitter for the Tornadoes. Gotta love the long socks, the stirrups. This one hit into right field, and it's just out of the reach of the right fielder. He made a nice attempt at it. But Grant Woodruff, his arm just wasn't long enough to get to that one. I mean, you want to talk about close play? That was pretty close. I didn't think he was going to have a chance at it. One and one the count here on Johnny Bremeyer. One out. Tornadoes plated a run. Bremeyer hits this one back to the pitcher. Lindsay jumps up to make the play and throws it over to first for the second out. Pitcher's got some hops. Went up there to get that one. And that'll bring up Jamison Wesner. Wesner had a sac bunt back in the second inning. Tried to move the runner over. He was successful, but they weren't able to score. Two down here in the bottom of the fourth. 5-1 Redmen. Jamison Wesner watches that one outside, and it's 2-0 on the catcher. Swing and a miss. Lindsay's got some good stuff. When he wants to, he can rear back and get one. On the outside corner, a strike evens the count at 2-2. Two swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher. The throw to first is in time for the final out here in the bottom of the fourth. But the Tornadoes do score a run. It's 5-1 Bellevue. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here. Tiffin Columbian Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Connor Roush with you here on the call. Connor doing a great job on camera for us. We're set to start the top of the fifth. Bellevue leading 5-1. Due up, we'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Caden Kramer, Seth Bova, and Daniel Akanduski. Nate Mullins with you on the call here, and folks, this is a beautiful day for baseball. If you're not out here with us, like watching the game at the game here with us, maybe you just got us tuned in, because there are a few fans that do that. I had someone approach me last night after the game saying, I was listening to you guys the whole time. I thought that was pretty cool, but hey, if you're not here with us, get outside today, folks. Go do something. Have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Friday night, beautiful weather. We don't get very many of these in Ohio, so take advantage. Top of the fifth, Bryce Rogo, sorry. Bryce Rogo leads it off with a first pitch strike. Swung on, fouled off to the right, and just out of play for the catcher. Caden Kramer, the DH, at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. The 0-2 grounded to short, right through the glove of the shortstop. So that'll put a runner on first with nobody out as Seth Bova comes to the plate. Bryce Rogo comes set. Throw over to first. Not in time. Here's the first pitch to Bova. This one bunted down the right side. And that is not going to be, I'll tell you what, that was a great bunt by Seth Bova. I mean, you couldn't have placed it any better than that. Put it in between 3 fielders, and I mean, that's such a great bunt. So runners at first and second base. Daniel Okunduski at the plate. He tried to square the bunt at it, but offered at it. It's 0-1 on Okunduski. Runners at first and second. Down low. But he offered at it, so it's 0-2. Top of the 5th. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Here's the 0-2. Up high. That one down low. And it's now 2-2. This one hit through the infield. No, actually, this is going to be caught by the right fielder. But no play to be made. So 1 out after the put out by the right fielder. This window makes me feel like I have cataracts. It's so bad. Yeah, I thought that was an infield, or I thought it got through the infield, but no, it was still in the air. Swing and a miss. Grant Woodruff at the plate. That went in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Nice pitch. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. I might have figured out an easier way to do this. 0-1. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Caden Lindsay at the plate. Here's the 0-1. Inside, and paints the inside corner for a strike. Rogo comes set, and a time called by the batter. The 0-2 hit back up the middle and through the infield for a base hit. Bremeyer, throw to the plate is not on target. And another run will score for the Redmen. And now runners at second and third. It's now 6-1 Bellevue. Back to the top of the order, Drew Dennings, at the plate. Reached on an error and scored the first run of the game back in the first. And he walked in a run. One ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third, 2 down. This one hit to the shortstop and misplayed. No play for the shortstop. And that's going to score another run for Bellevue. So it'll be 7-0 Redmen, or 7-1 Redmen, sorry. And we'll have a call to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. And for Bryce Rogo, his day is done as a pitcher. Taking over on the mound, it's going to be Braylon Auble. Auble, 20 innings pitched on the year. 2.45 ERA. He's 0-2. 16 hits allowed, but 18 strikeouts. Just 7 earned runs allowed in those 20 innings. He'll have runners on the corners. But he only needs to get one out to get out of this inning. Going back to our keys to the game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. I talked about Tiffin Columbian. This defense needed to be on their A game today, and it just has not been their day defensively. Quite a few costly errors for this team today has led to a few runs for the Redmen. Caden Lindsay down at third base. Don't they have a runner at first? Yeah, number 5. Drew Dennings at first. Once again, this call to the bullpen brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Head on over to their Facebook page, folks. They got a lot of great events coming up. They do a lot for the community. But they have a Walk for Recovery. They just posted about this the other day, and I want to make sure I get this right, so I'm looking it up right now. But Walk for Recovery, save the dates. For the Tiffin event, it's June 22nd. In Fostoria, September 7th. I'll be there doing the MC festivities for the event. Did it last year. Looking forward to doing it once again this year. Great organization, great people over at Hope in Fostoria. One of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And first pitch is in there for a strike from Auble. Dennings will scamper on over to second base for a no-throw steal. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, Wessner keeps it in front of him. This one up high, 2-1. You know, we're talking about our friends at Hope in Fostoria. I just happened to scroll past something on their Facebook page. They're having a dine to donate event. Or they are part of a dine to donate event at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Taco Tuesday. That's right, May 21st from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Dine in, carry out, and delivery. Swing and a miss. Auble gets out of the jam. But 2 more runs scored by the Redmen as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 7-1 Bellevue. We'll stay here. Get you set for the bottom half of the inning here. Once again, Nate Mullins on the call with you. Connor Roush on the camera, doing an excellent job once again for us. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here to bring this ball game to you here live on paywall free on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Just about set to start the bottom of the 5th. 7-1 Redmen. They played it 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th to chase Bryce Rogo. So his day is done after 4 2/3 innings worked. Cody Lindsay still on the mound for the Redmen, though. Getting set to start his 5th inning of work here. He's allowed just the 1 earned run. And I don't even think that was an earned run because it was a misplay. So I don't know if they'll count that as an earned run. Once again, that dine-in and carry-out special is still available at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We mentioned that last night. It is still available today. Call in your order. You can dine in. You can carry it out. 10% off. Tell them you heard about it on Heart of Ohio Sports. So I was listening to the broadcast or watching the broadcast, and they said, if I place an order, I get 10% off. They'll say, yeah, you do. That's how it works. It's that easy. Or you know what? If you're dining in out there, I mean, you know what? Why not? Chips and salsa on me, okay? All you want. However many baskets of chips you want. Go ahead. Go wild. Just tell them to put it on my tab. And that'll bring up Bradley Willman to start out here in the bottom of the 5th. Foul tipped into the glove for the first strike. That one low. Willman worked a good at-bat back in the 3rd inning, but was a victim of a Lindsay strikeout. Now he's down 1-2 in the count. Here's the 1-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. That'll bring up Isaiah Tills, the DH. Hits this one at the shortstop, bobbles it, and the throw is off the mark as Tills is going to have to get back to first, and he does. So he is safe at first with a 1-out single. That'll bring up Gavin McLean back to the top of the order. McLean is 2 for 2. He was thrown out at home plate back in the 1st inning. And a throw over to first is not in time. Tills does have 3 stolen bases on the year. That one low and outside. McLean calls time. As he wants his play sheet. Gotta get the wristband. Here's the 1-0. And that one inside. He brushes him back with a fastball there. I think that was a purpose pitch. Maybe he did that. Hey, how dare you take time just to go get your wristband? Throw over to first is not in time. Here's the 2-0. Drops that one in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Lindsay comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Righty-lefty matchup here. And this one hit into center field for a base hit. So you'll have runners on first and second with 1 out. With a 1-out base hit by Gavin McLean. I don't know if the center fielder lost that one or what. It just kind of hit the ground right next to him. And that'll bring up number 10. I think this is Blake Galden. I thought that's what I heard. Yeah, Blake Galden. Swing and a miss. Galden just 23 at-bats on the year. 3 hits to show for it. Runners at first and second. One out. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. This one, grounded, foul to the third baseman. Third base coach, I should say. This one popped up foul. Catcher has enough room to make the play for the second out. Nice play by Dennings. Snap that helmet off real quick. And that'll bring up Bryce Rogo. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Rogo hits this one into left field, but it is playable, and the left fielder makes the play for the final out. Two hits, but no runs scored for the Tornadoes as we head to the top of the 6th. It's 7-1 Bellevue. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, welcome back. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Connor Roush on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. We get set to start the top of the 6th. Yes, top of the 6th. 7-1, Bellevue on top. Braylon Auble on the mound. Came on to get the final out in the 5th inning. At the top of the 5th. This one hit to second. Second baseman gloves and throws to first for the first out. Nice play by McLean there. That's what they need, consistency in that, in the back end. That'll bring up Cody Lindsay, the pitcher. Lindsay doing an outstanding job on the mound today, limiting this potent Tornado offense to just 1 run. And Auble just throwing strikes out here. Starts him out 0-2 now. That's what you want out of your relief pitcher. Just come in, get strikes, get outs. 0-2, grounded to second. Second baseman, gloves, throws to first, in time. Out number 2, as that'll bring up Caden Kramer. That went up high. Kramer batting .231 on the year. 6 hits and 26 at-bats. This one fouled back. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-1. This one fouled back. It's 2-2. Two swung on and missed. He struck him out. Nice job by Braylon Auble going 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th. 7-1 Bellevue. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. These Tornadoes got to make something happen here. Thanks for tuning in with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I want to take a moment and thank our sponsors. We like to thank them as many times as we possibly can because, well, I mean, that's what you do when they allow you to bring this broadcast to you. You got to thank them. You got to let them know you're thankful. We are thankful for Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I was telling you about the Dine to Donate event at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant as part of the Hope in Fostoria. Let me make sure I got this right again. They're hosting a fundraiser to benefit the Suicide Prevention Coalition in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. It's May 21st from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. 20% of sales will be donated. Get on out there and help. Mark that date in your calendar, folks. That's one you're not going to want to forget. Leading off here in the bottom of the 6th, Braylon Auble at the plate. First pitch is hit into right field. Over the head of the right fielder, but just foul. Actually, no, he made the catch. Nice job by the right fielder to range over to make that catch. Once again, I'm trying to see through fog right now, so I need to lean over when they get hit to right field so I can make sure I see it. I'm going to have to take a picture up here so I can tell everybody what I'm trying to look through here. Talib Al-Zakwani at the plate. The Bus batting .308 on the season. Down low, 2-0. In there for a strike. And it's 2-1. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 7-1 Bellevue. Here's the pitch from Lindsay in the dirt. It's 3-1. That went up high as Al-Zakwani draws the one-out walk.
Now batting number 11, Johnny Briemeyer.
And that'll bring up Johnny Briemeyer. And a snap throw over to first. First pitch to Briemeyer is skied into right field. Right fielder makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 7, Jamison Wesner.
And that'll bring up Jamison Wesner. Runner on first with 2 outs. Wesner skies this one. Pitcher, now the first baseman, ranges into foul territory and unable to make the play. Now the question is, can the Tornadoes capitalize? That's a huge opportunity there. They gave them an extra out. What are they going to do with it? Because they should be out of the inning right now. Is the coach trying to argue if he caught it?
No, if he touched it.
Oh, if he touched him going through. Well, if he did, he was in the base path. Doesn't matter. And we're going to have a little conference here. Blue wants to talk things over. Yeah, if he did hit the first baseman was in the base path. There's nothing he can do about it. He was trying to make the play, but runner has a right to go to the base too. Throw over to first, not in time. Actually, it's off the mark, and Alzaquani is going to hustle his way over to second base. So now a runner in scoring position. Tornadoes gifted an opportunity here with an extra out. Can they take advantage? Wesner hits this one to the shortstop. What a glove. But all he could do was knock it down. That's all he could do was make the play. There was no play to be made at first or third. So now we'll have runners at the corners. 2 outs, runners at first and third for Bradley Willman. Ooh. First pitch in there for a strike. Now they want to talk about the approach after that first pitch. Probably just telling him, hey, see that strike zone? It's pretty big. You're going to have to probably swing that bat because they're not going to give you very many of those. Runners at first and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Tornadoes were gifted an opportunity here with an extra out after a foul ball and by the first baseman was dropped. And that one high and outside. It's 1-1 on Bradley Willman. Low and outside, 2-1. Willman with a good eye, patient approach here. Lindsay comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, hit to third. Third baseman gloves, throws to first, and they get him at first for the final out. So Lindsay able to escape the jam with no damage done. But we're going to head to the 7th inning. Top of the 7th coming up next. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lease Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lease Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lease Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Tornado Field. We're live here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We get set to start the top of the 7th inning as Bellevue leads 7-1 over Tiffin Columbian. Thanks for tuning in here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Folks, don't forget, stick around for the postgame show. Brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, where we will wrap things up, talk about this game, and talk about our week in broadcasting next week. As we got some great matchups for you coming up next week as well. 4 games last week and 4 games this week. That's how we started out our broadcast season. And we're back at it next Monday with Calvert at Hopewell Loudon over in Bascom. That one to determine pecking order in the SBC River as New Eagle took care of business last night down at Zip Zoller Field to take top spot in the SBC River. Here at Tornado Field, Braylon Auble starts out with a first pitch ball to Seth Bova. That went up high. 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That one in there for a strike. Two balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Down low and inside. Here's a 3-1. Swung on, fouled, straight back. There's a full count here on Seth Bova. Fouls that one back into the net. It stays at 3-2. Bova hitting 154 on the season. 26 at-bats. He's got 4 hits. Here's the payoff. And it's down low. He puts him on base. So we'll have a runner at first with nobody out. And that'll bring up number 12, Daniel Akandowski. Okunduski is 0 for 2 with a walk. That went upstairs. 1-0. That one in there for a strike. 1-1. Grant Woodruff in the on-deck circle. There's a pitch. Swung on and missed. Step off by the pitcher. Nobody out. Top of the 7th. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. We'll come back and do it again at 1-2. Give it up to Connor Roush out there, doing a great job with that main camera. Of course, we'll give it up to Cam out there in center field, our other camera operator. We'll just start calling him Cam. Swing and a miss. Nice strikeout from Braylon Auble. Now batting, Grant Woodruff. Throw over to first, not in time. Just got to keep him honest over there. This one, hit to third. Alzaquani misplays it as it goes under his glove. And so runners at first and second here with one out. First pitch from Auble outside to Caden Lindsay. Swung on, chopped at the plate. Runners at first and second, one out. Braylon Auble comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. I wonder if he's going to go down low with this one. Just went up high with the fastball. Now let's see where he goes with this one. Down low. Struck him out. Nice pitch from Braylon Auble. First pitch is in there for a strike to Drew Dennings, back to the top of the order for the Redmen. Dennings has 2 walks, reached base on an error, and scored the game's first run. He also has an RBI. Oh-2. Boy, they wanted that one. Oh, just on the outside corner. Just missed it. one outside. Fouled straight back. Luckily for the net. Two balls, two strikes. Here's the pitch to Dennings. Swung on, hit into left center field, and unable to make the play is the left fielder. One run will score. And into second base is Drew Dennings. And it's now 8-0, 8-1 Bellevue. Swung on, fouled back by Dylan Barger. Barger is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. I'm sorry, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He also reached base on an error back in the first. This one hit back up the middle. Oh, just by the diving glove of Bryce Rogo. And 2 more runs will score. And it's now 10-1 Bellevue. Boy, that was just out of the reach of Bryce Rogo. And I think we're going to get a mound visit here. Call to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. And with 2 outs, I don't know if they'll make a change here, but there they are. They're going to make a change. I think it's the second time through the order for these Redmen against Auble here. Some of them might be even the third time through. And they're just getting a good look at his stuff. They starting to get his timing. And I think that's why they're making the change here. Try to limit the damage. And I believe, yes, Bradley Willman will be on to take over the pitching duties here for Tiffin Columbian. He'll inherit 2 runners, 1 on second, 1 on third. Once again, thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll thank our sponsors for helping us bring today's broadcast to you here. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Ten to 1 Bellevue here. Nate Mullins on the call with you. Connor Roush on camera. It's a beautiful day once again. Clouds starting to kind of roll over a little bit. It was sunny earlier, but getting a little overcast now, but I don't see any rain in the forecast. So like I said earlier, you need to get out there and enjoy yourselves, folks. It's a beautiful day, beautiful Friday. We don't get very many of these in Ohio, so take advantage. Runner down at second base. Bradley Willman on the mound, taking over for Braylon Auble. First pitch in there for a strike. Willman on the season, 5 innings pitched, 2.8 ERA, 7 strikeouts. That one outside, 1-1. Ike Brown at the plate. Had a sacrifice to score a run. Sacrifice fly to score a run back in the first. And he has a single and an RBI. So 2 RBIs on the day for Ike Brown. He is 1 for 3 at the plate. This one fouled back. Dylan Barger down at second base. This one fouled off. Willman comes set. Here's the 2-2. Boy, that had a nice bend to it. Second baseman unable to make the play. And the runners will be safe at first and third. That pitch had some motion on it. Like started out outside the zone and then bent back in. I don't know how Ike Brown got a bat on that, but he was able to fight it off for a single. I don't know if they call that a single or an error. Most likely going to be an error. This one fouled. The pitcher at the plate, Cody Lindsay, had himself a heck of a ball game on the mound. 0 for 4 at the plate today. Grounded out to second base his last time up. Swing and a miss. Willman blows it by him there. Chance to get out of the inning. Inside, and he went around. There's a strike 3. So Willman gets the strikeout to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Redmen lead 10-1. Tornadoes down to their final 3 outs. They got to make some magic happen here. Nate Mullins and Connor Roush with you on the call today. On a beautiful Friday evening for baseball here at Tornado Field. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Isaiah Tills will lead things off for Tiffin Columbian. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. I'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, and Clouse Electric, as well as Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You hear me read that list multiple times per game. I hope it sets in that if you're watching this, it's because of them. So make sure you remember that when you're out shopping, when you're out doing your business in the community. A couple of fine financial institutions that we do business with, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore. Stop there first before you go out shopping for a car, before you go shopping for a house. Get the rates from them first. Check in with them first. I'm telling you, your small banks are going to have your best rates right now. Because right now, big banks, I wouldn't even touch them. Just being honest. Not a good time for big banks right now. Stick with the small guys. Stick with the local guys. Stick with all of our local sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. If you're looking for a business loan, head over to First National Bank of Sycamore. Looking for a personal loan? Go visit our friends at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Isaiah Tills fouls this one off. I think this might have caught a little bit of the batter or catcher. Not sure. This is usually one of those stalling techniques from the umpire. Whenever there's a foul tip and it makes contact with a player, or even just any kind of a tip that makes contact and it hurts, take a little moment. Lindsey comes set. Here's the 0-1. Tills hits this one into left field. This is going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to get all the way to where Tills is going to be safely into second base with a leadoff double here. Nearly got to the fence, but that grass slowed it down out there. But Tills with a well-hit ball there. Earns himself a leadoff double. And that'll put a runner in scoring position for Gavin McLean. McLean on the day is 3 for 3. That went inside. 1-1 the count here. This one fouled over by Connor. Nice job trailing that ball, Connor. If you haven't already, folks, you need to go over and find Connor Roush on Facebook. Also, he has an Instagram account as well if you're on Instagram, if you're not on Facebook. Head over and follow Connor because he keeps track of all the local baseball games. We'll look back to second base. But he does a great job. He's at a baseball game, I think, every night of the week. Swing and a miss. Runner over to third safely. And McLean with the strikeout. That'll bring up Blake Galden. That one up high. Cody Lindsey on the mound for the Redmen has pitched a gem here so far today. Got himself out of a couple of jam situations. That one in there for a strike. And it's 1-2 on Galden. That one misses. This one fouled straight back and out of play. Lindsey comes set. Here's the 2-2. That went up high. And it's a full count on Blake Galden. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Tornadoes down to their final out here, potentially. And that'll bring up Bryce Rogo. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, or if you joined us late, they did recognize Bryce Rogo before the game, as this game puts him into the record books. The most games played in a Tornado baseball uniform belongs to Bryce Rogo. That's right. He had the start today on the mound. Made it through about 4 innings and then ran into some control issues. Was relieved by Braylon Auble. And Bradley Willman finished things out in the top half of the 7th. Here's Rogo at the plate. Batting .475 on the season coming into today. That one on the outside. Misses. Swung on, fouled back. Took a rip at that one. Don't forget to stick around for the postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll break this one down. We'll wrap it up. We'll get our player of the game interview after the game. Rogo hits this one into right field. This will get down for a base hit, and a run will score. So a 2-out single will drive in a run for Bryce Rogo. So a runner at first for Braylon Auble. It's 10-2 Bellevue. And we're going to have a pinch runner here. A relief runner. I've been corrected on that a couple times now. Coming in to run for Rogo, Elijah Heyman. And he starts out Braylon Auble with a first pitch strike. The 0-1 misses outside. And it's 1-1. Cody Lindsey comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second is not in time. As Heyman in there with a steal. That's his second of the year. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled back. Oh, he stayed alive with that one. Just got a piece of it to keep this game alive. Talib Al-Zakwani in the on-deck circle. Lindsey comes set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled. Right field area. I think it's going to be out of play. Just out of the reach of the right fielder. Of course, with the plays he's made in this game, I wasn't sure if it was out of his range. He's made some excellent plays out there. Grant Woodruff in right field for the Redmen. Runner down at second base. 2 outs, 1-2 count here on Braylon Auble. Cody Lindsay comes set. Here's the pitch. Inside. It's 2-2. Cody Lindsay comes set. 2-2 is outside. Heyman. He's going to steal. He's going to come home. As the throw to third was off the mark. And Elijah Heyman will score from second base. And that makes it 10-3. Bellevue on top of Tiffin Columbian. Tornadoes plate 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Can they keep this momentum going? And Auble draws the walk. And Cody Lindsay, I don't think is very happy with some of those calls because he's got his face in his glove since that last pitch was recorded. I think he's covering up the obscenities that he's yelling right now. I think that might be what it was. Not sure, but 10-3, Bellevue on top. And that's going to close the book on Cody Lindsay's day. 6 2/3 innings pitched. 3 runs allowed. I think he had 4 strikeouts, if I have my stats correctly. I'll have to check with Matt and I after the game to make sure. Call to the bullpen brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. As a pitching change has been made, and we'll see Caden Lindsay. So you can't just put C. Lindsay for this. You got to put C-O or C-A in your box score when it comes to pitching today. Let's see if we got some pitching stats on Caden Lindsay here. On the season, he's got a 2.33 ERA, 9 innings pitched, just 3 earned runs allowed, 12 strikeouts in those 9 innings pitched. He is 1-1 on the season. But Lindsay really, aside from these 2 runs scored with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, Lindsay really pitched himself a gem today. Now at the plate, the bus, Talib Al-Zaquani. Lindsay comes set. The first pitch is down low. Once again, that pitching change was called the bullpen, brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Caden Lindsay checks the runner at first, comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped back up the middle. Gloves by the second baseman. Throw is not in time. Runner is safe at first. Al-Zaquani with the hustle out of the box to beat the throw.
Now batting, number 11, Johnny Bremeyer.
So runners at first and second now for Johnny Bremeyer. Still 2 down. Bottom of the 7th. First pitch is outside. Bremeyer drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. He grounded out the last time he was up. This one grounded to third. Third baseman misplays it. He's going to throw to first, and it's not in time. The runner beats the throw. Oh, no, they're going to say he was out. I seen that. Oh, that was the first base coach that said safe. I got fooled by the blue on first. That was not the right blue to be looking at. That's the end of the ball game. Bellevue holds on to win 10-3 here on the road at Tornado Field. And they upend the Tornadoes to push themselves into jockeying position here in the SBC Lake as we head into the second half of this baseball season. And these matchups really mean a lot right now. This is a big win for the Redmen as they're trying to right their ship as they head into the second half of the season and get ready for postseason play. Dominant effort here today by Cody Lindsay and that Bellevue lineup. I'm going to step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got the postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. That's coming to you next, right after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use. Building a platform for creators is one of our top priorities. We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, welcome back to Tornado Field. Once again, your final score, Bellevue 10, Tiffin Columbian 3. Big win for the Redmen here today. As Connor Roush coming to join me here in the booth. Connor, we'll throw a microphone on you here. Let's get you to talk. We can actually hear you really good with this microphone. So how we doing, man?
Oh, we're doing good.
What a ball game here for the Redmen as they really, I mean, you come into a hostile environment like this, and be able to come away with a win, especially on a day like today when, they were celebrating Bryce Rogo with his, most games played in Tornado uniform. This seemed like a good day for a Tornado win, and Bellevue spoiled that.
They had different plans here, and earlier in the season they were no hit at their place by Tills, so they wanted to come in and play spoiler, and what a day for Bellevue to achieve that.
Absolutely. Big-time performance today by Cody Lindsay. As Connor sent me some stats from Lindsay on the day, he closed the book at 6 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 10 hits, 3 runs, just 2 of those were earned, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts on the day for the big pitcher as he got it done at 65 strikes out of 100 pitches thrown. That's efficiency right there, Connor. He was on point, and he was just throwing strikes.
Seemed like his ball control today was really good, and he really didn't let anything get too much past him. Something happens, and he didn't let it get out of control. He stayed calm and collective, and as you saw, he pitched 6.2 innings of work here.
Yeah, and it was impressive to say the least, but what really impressed me was this lineup. You want to talk about putting together quality at-bats. From top to bottom, there was not an easy out in this lineup. Every single one of these guys put together some quality at-bats tonight, but the one that really stuck out to me was Dylan Barger.
Yeah.
The day that this young man had, he went 3 for 4 at the plate. He had a double, 2 singles, and 4 RBIs on the day. And he also reached base on an error as well. So
talk about being productive.
Absolutely. So I think if I have to give the player of the game to anybody, I got to give it to Dylan Barger. Played a heck of a game defensively in center field also, but, at the plate, getting it done. 4 RBIs, leading the way for the Redmen. And, you can't say too much bad about what they did today. Those 3 runs at the end, the 2 runs at the bottom, I think it was just one of those situations where Cody Lindsay kind of got into cruise control, if you will.
Yep.
He was just thinking, all right, this is over. Let's just hurry up and get this done. It was 10-1. You go into those situations, you're like, yeah, let's just get this over with. Come on. Let's just throw this strike. Let's just throw strikes. And what happened was he just got into a little bit of a control issue. And I'll tell you.
That's why it's important to throw to the last out.
That's absolutely right. That's Tiffin Columbian. Any other team, I wouldn't say any other team, but a lot of teams in that situation, they just fold the tents.
Yeah.
All right, 10-1. Let's just hurry. 3 straight outs. Let's get out of here.
But this is too good of a program, and Columbia wants to keep that top seed.
Absolutely.
Now, after today, I believe they're going to be tied with Perkins with first place. So, and
where can you find
Clyde and Bellevue?
Where can you find those standings?
Actually, I keep an update on the standings. I post 3 times a week on my Facebook page.
What Facebook is that?
Just search my name, Connor Roush, and you can go on there, and I keep updates on this baseball season for standing updates and whatever games I go to. I post stuff about the game, so I just try to do as much as I can, give these kids recognition. They deserve it. Especially with the talent we have in our area, why not?
Absolutely, and you do a great job, Connor. I say it on the broadcast, but to say it in person, you really do a phenomenal job, and it's a thankless job. You don't really get a whole lot of publicity for it, but you're doing it because you love this sport.
Yeah.
You love giving back to the sport because you were a part of this sport. And that's what it's all about. Once you're past the age where I'm not playing anymore, now it's time to give back to the sport if you love it.
Yep.
If you really love the sport, you'll give back to it, and that's exactly what you do, Connor. And I can't thank you enough for everything you do for the company, but also just, can't say enough about what you do on your own. That's just phenomenal work. Once again, 10-3 final, Bellevue over Tiffin Columbian. Connor, any final thoughts here before we wrap this up? I want to thank our sponsors again, but I want to just get your thoughts on this one before we head on out of here.
Columbian didn't fold. As it showed there at the end, they gave a fighting chance in the 7th inning there. But it's just, at the end of the day, Bellevue came here to play, and it was just their game. So give them kudos, but this doesn't define what the rest of the season is going to look like for Columbian. They're still the powerhouse team that they are. They're going to fight back and still compete to win this league and have some revenge this postseason.
Crazy to think that we are already more than halfway done with our broadcast season.
It just goes by so fast.
8 games behind us, 7 games in front of us. Coming up next this Monday, tune in as Calvert travels to Bascom to take on the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains. That is going to be one you will not want to miss.
Quick little update on the Hopewell game.
Let's go.
So they traveled to Gibsonburg.
Okay.
And they were down 3-2 in the top of the seventh. They had Nolan Hoover pitching. They came and won 7-3.
Whoa, on Nolan Hoover?
Yep, on Nolan.
Wow.
They scored I think 4 or 5 on Nolan. Then whatever it was. 5, because they were going in with 2 runs in the 7th. They scored 5 on him to make it 7-3, and they got the victory over there. And then Calvert won tonight 9-1 over St. Joe.
So where does that put the standings now for the SBC? I believe obviously New Riggle top spot, and then Tiffin, Calvert, and then Hopewell. Is that where we're at?
Yes, it is. It is New Riggle, Hopewell, or New Riggle, Calvert, and Hopewell, and that's all within. It's a half game between Calvert and New Riggle, and it's 2 games from Hopewell to New Riggle.
Wow!
So it's real close there.
Tightly contested.
Hopewell, New Riggle has to play twice, and Hopewell, Calvert, they play once, and I believe that's it. So there's still a lot of the season's not done.
Oh yeah,
the season
a lot of baseball
done.
Still to be played. And we've got a lot of baseball still on our broadcast schedule. As like I said, coming next Monday, we'll have Calvert at Hopewell Loudon live from Bascom, Ohio. And then on Wednesday next week, we'll have Tiffin Columbian versus Norwalk. And on Friday, we'll be back with the N10 as we'll have Mohawk versus Seneca East. That one live from Sycamore. So we're going to be all over the place next week. 3 different locations. But I'll tell you, 3 of the best games that you can find in the area we're bringing to you live and paywall-free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, and then we'll wrap things up and get out of here. I want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, and Linda S. Ritzler Accounting. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Once again, your final score, Bellevue 10, Tiffin Columbian 3. For Connor Roush, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Tornado Field. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Have a great night, everybody. Make sure you share the